we're going to talk about how to identify toilet tank leakage. What we're going to do is look at the different reasons the toilet will leak, and we're going to identify which they are and how to fix them. But first, why are we doing this? Do you hear the toilet tank filling itself in the middle of the night periodically, like a if you do, there is water leaving the tank most likely, and that water is leaving the tank into the bowl. If it is, you'll be able to look into the bowl and you'll be able to see water going down the walls of the bowl into the water there. Now if you don't see that, that doesn't mean it's not leaking. That means it's not leaking enough for you to see. So how we're going to find out what is leaking, we're going to use some dye. This toilet tank dye is free at your hardware store. And you take the dye pill, break it up so it dissolves really quickly. We're going to throw it into the tank water, not into the bowl, not down the overflow, but into the tank water itself. And I like to use tube capsules, two pills, because it's nice and blue that way. And what should happen if you don't have a leak is this blue water should stay in this tank because it has nowhere to go and there's no leak, and that's it. So while that's dissolving, it'll take a couple of minutes here, and that blue dye is starting to work its way through the water. Now if that flapper is leaking, the water in the bowl will turn blue. Now the correct test time is about 10 minutes. We'll watch this water, and if that bowl water turns any color of blue, it's getting water from the tank without being flushed. And that means it's a leak, and it would do that continuously and keep filling continuously until you try to find the problem and fix it. That's what we're doing. Okay, so in here, if you look in the tank, you'll see a couple of simple mechanisms. The fill valve, the flush valve, and the overflow. The water should be up high enough, but not so high that it's going to go down the overflow. If the water goes down the overflow with blue dye in it, you'll get blue in there, and it'll be a false negative test or a false failure of the flush valve. So let's sit here and wait for another, say, 10 minutes, and then look in the bowl and see if the bowl water is still clear. So now that we've waited 10 minutes, we'll see. Is the bowl water blue or is it clear? After 10 minutes, the bowl water is clear. Now let me show you what I mean, what it would have looked like if it would have leaked. If it would have had a leaky flapper or a cracked overflow or something, watch the blue come into the bowl. I'm going to let ever so little bit of blue in there. Trying to be gentle. Now what would happen is that blue stuff would come in from the siphon jet, and it wouldn't necessarily pour down the sides, but that water would turn blue. Now what's in there is 2 cups of water, and it turned that blue. It could take an hour to turn that blue, but you would see blue in 10 minutes time if the flapper was leaking. But now if the flapper wasn't leaking and your water was clear, like this case, and you did hear the toilet tank filling intermittently at night usually, going shutting off, some people say that's the toilet flushing itself. Well, residential tank toilets do not ever flush themselves. What they do is they're refilling, or they're letting out water into the tank, to be exact. And that can come from several things. If you're hearing that sound, it could be due to thermal expansion. It could be due to high pressures from the water source, be it the city or a well, or it could be from a weak ball cock not shutting off. The difference between a fill valve filling a toilet tank and a toilet tank leaking into the bowl are 2 different things. So if you lift the lid on the tank and the water in the tank is all the way up to the top of that overflow tube, ready to creep down the top of it, then your fill valve is just simply not shutting off. But if periodically you look in there and the water level's this far below the top, sometimes it's this far below the top, sometimes it's this far below the top, obviously the flapper is letting that water through. All you need to do is get the right flapper, put it in, your problems are solved. We'll talk about thermal expansion and pressure problems in another video. Thanks for watching. Can you do it? Yes, you can, and I can help. Ramona'sPlumber.com